What is up, guys? It's Karsten Craning, back at it again with another YouTube video. Today I want to go over some of my pickups in the past couple of months. I just want to give you guys some of my favorites as far as clothes I have picked up, as well as movies, TV shows, music, books. You guys know the theme. And so let's just get right into it. The first pickup that I have gotten is in outerwear. In outerwear, I have gotten this Craig Green lace jacket. Craig Green is one of my favorite designers, as you guys know, and this is a lace work jacket. It is from a more recent season. Originally, Craig came out with these pieces earlier in his career, so this is a newer piece. It's a reissue in a way. It's a silhouette that Craig keeps repeating as it has been successful from season after season, so he releases it every season in a slightly different variation. And this is just the work jacket. It's a plain work jacket as opposed to the quilted ones. It's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit more structured, but it has these very cool details of having this lace go through the garment. It's a pretty subtle, easy piece to wear, but it has such a beautiful structure and cut to it, which is why I like it. And just having those added details of the lace is kind of nice for me personally. It's a jacket which I have worn a lot, and I was able to pick up for quite the steal. And it's been one of my favorite jackets that I have picked up, and it's an easy everyday. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, and it still looks great. So this has been one of my go-to jackets in the past couple of months. Next pickup would be this Craig Green pullover anorak jacket. This piece is made out of a thinner kind of cotton material, so it isn't necessarily waterproof, unfortunately, which I thought it would be, but it is still a beautiful piece. With it, it has all these beautiful kind of lacing details. The strings are very ornate. It kind of almost looks like a necklace in the middle, as you can see, and it has this kind of quality which kind of comes across as a tent or some sort of traditional garment. But to oppose those kind of traditional elements which kind of make it look very ornate and almost ancient, it has these kind of it kind of also has these technical, almost futuristic details, such as these large pockets on the front, as well as the neckline, which is pulled up. It doesn't really make a V shape, but you can almost pull it over. Again, you can alter the garment a lot with this one, where all the strings are pulled. It's almost like a pulley lever system that's built into it. But what I love about this piece the most is how it kind of takes these two differing aesthetics and melds it together in a really natural way. It's one of the things that I love about Craig, is where he's able to harness these futuristic yet very ancient elements and bring them together in a way which just seems very natural. I wish it was waterproof, and I kind of bought it with the intention and thinking that it was waterproof. Of course it's not, but it is still a very, very cool piece that I've been wearing. Next piece is this Arc'teryx jacket. It's called the Incendio hoodie. It is a lightweight jacket that is meant for trail running, and it is 100% nylon, so it isn't necessarily waterproof, but it is very water resistant. Again, it's not going to be like your Beta AR or your Alpha or any of these other shell jackets that are made of Gore-Tex. It's a much lighter weight than that, but it is water resistant and it does keep me dry. Of course, I probably wouldn't recommend standing hours in the rain or hiking in the rain with this jacket. It's more lightweight, but what I love about it is that I can stuff it in my bag because it is so lightweight. As an everyday rain jacket, I can just pull this out of my bag, and if it does start raining, it'll keep me dry. So while it isn't maybe the Arc'teryx meme of you can just dump buckets of water on it and you'll stay dry, you will stay dry in the average day if it is raining and you won't get wet. I would recommend it. I got it for like $100 or something stupid like that. Next piece I want to go over is this Comme des Garçons Homme, collaboration between the Homme line and the Parfums, the Christmas type of line. It is a simple button-up shirt that has this print on it, which has this beautiful cursive writing, as well as the outline of one of the perfumes. I believe it was created as a sort of advertisement or to bring some more interest to the Parfums line when it was releasing. It's from the early 2000s. I'm not exactly sure which year, unfortunately, because the tag has been so faded off, but it's a fun statement piece that doesn't go too overboard. I've looked a lot at different button-ups that are kind of maybe statement pieces in a way, but aren't too much of a statement piece, as opposed to some of the other comb button-ups that are very maximalist. This is a little bit more easy to wear as it just has a graphic on it. It's one of these pieces that I can wear in a more simple fit that still makes the fit interesting. Also, the cut of the shirt, just in its nature, it's a little more boxy and it's cropped just a tiny bit for me. It's a little bit looser and wider down at the bottom. So it was very good to wear in the summertime. I was able to get it for a great price from my friends down at Find Hidden when they did a pop-up. There's nothing too crazy about it, but at the end of the day, it is just a very cool piece in my opinion. Next, I want to go over this hoodie right here, which is the Reseam hoodie, as I kind of have it in a ball. But Reseam is a company that I came across through a friend, which they have made a couple of pieces. They're kind of smaller, independent label, and I was able to get this hoodie early on. I would definitely check it out. It is reminiscent to the Rick Owens GIMP hoodie in that it has the zip that you can zip up all the way and kind of look crazy. Now, for me, the reason I love this piece is because I've been interested in the GIMP hoodie before, but the way that the GIMP hoodie is cut is very slim. I would say GIMP hoodies are kind of great if you're looking for a layering piece, but the way the silhouette of Rick's GIMP hoodie kind of plays out makes it kind of look stupid in my opinion if you're not layering with it. I would definitely check this out. Besides, it has a much wider cut. You can wear it as a standalone piece and it looks a lot better. I don't feel like in the GIMP hoodie, I kind of feel like I look stupid if I wear it. This, on the other hand, it just fits my body well and I can wear it layering, but also just on its own, just because it has a wider cut to it. The other thing, just beyond that, it has a better cut and it has that cool GIMP zip up thing, is it has these beautiful pockets which kind of sit as like almost robe pockets, which you can just kind of rest your hands in, or you can kind of just put whatever in it. It's very comfortable. It's made out of a French terry. So I'd definitely check this piece out if you're looking for maybe an alternative to the GIMP hoodie, but that has a better cut in my opinion, and you can just wear on your own. And so Reseam, newer independent brand, I would definitely check it out. My next pickup is this piece, this hoodie from the friends at Mach-Hommy. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but Mach-Hommy, I think it's Mach-Hommy, is a retailer and boutique down in Portland, which carries brands like Brain Dead, Rick Owens, CDG, but then they also have this great in-house line of basics that are not only extremely comfortable, but are cut well, high quality, but also for a very reasonable and almost affordable price point for what you're getting. If you're looking for a wider, boxier cut of a hoodie, I cannot recommend Mach-Hommy's in-house label enough. I'm wearing the brown hoodie and I recently got in this gray washed hoodie from them. It has some minor distressing on it, which just adds this nice detail. They always come, when you get these hoodies, they always come feeling very worn in. They have that feel that vintage hoodies do. They aren't super crisp, which kind of bothers me whenever I get a hoodie and that's very crisp, but they just are comfortable. And they're just cut very well. So I would check this out. I'm wearing the brown one right now. This is the washed gray. Moving on, another pickup from Mach-Hommy is actually the matching sweatpants for that hoodie. Again, it's a washed gray. It's in a slightly darker tone than the actual hoodie. So while they're both a washed gray, the hoodie is washed a little bit more purposefully, so it doesn't look like you're wearing the whole thing the same. There's a little bit of a difference in tone because of that, and it just looks better as it kind of breaks up the pattern and doesn't look too matchy-matchy. Again, these sweatpants just have a simple drawstring, minor distressing. And then they have the tapered jogger style at the ankle. Again, great fit, super comfortable. If you're looking for a pair of sweatpants, I usually don't find sweatpants that I like, so to find some from Mach-Hommy that I can kind of wear as a full suit, be comfortable, but also look good, was exciting for me, and I really enjoy these. And if you're looking for a pair of sweatpants that are pretty affordable, I would definitely go check these out. Moving on, we have Carhartt double knees, vintage. These are definitely a meme. We have seen these everywhere for the past year and a half. And the reason I bought these, I know that these are a meme. I know that they're kind of hype beasty in a way, but they just fit well and they're very comfortable. They have a great fit to them. I bought these because I was looking for another pair of vintage pants, something a little bit wider, something a little bit more structured. I was initially looking for some black Levi's. Owen Hyatt had these, and he had them on his online sale. He hooked me up with these for a great price. So shout out to you, Owen, for giving these to me. They're just a great fit. They have distressing, they're vintage of some sort, I'm not really sure. To be quite honest, guys, I'm not a vintage head, except when it comes to old vintage band tees. Just that's not usually what I do. Yeah, they are kind of hype beastie, or they are kind of, what shall we say, cliche, but if it works, you can't knock it. And these have been a great piece to wear as of recent. Now moving on into accessories, over the past couple of months I've gotten a good amount. The first I want to show you guys is this Guidi belt, which is all tangled up right now, but this has become my everyday belt. I have been searching for the perfect belt for quite a while. I've had a lot of older vintage belts, which I quite like. Unfortunately, my favorite one broke, and so I took it upon myself this summer to find the perfect belt. Oftentimes, when you're looking into high fashion belts, they're pretty corny, maybe your Louis Vuitton monogram or something like that. And I wanted to find something that was subtle, but also had some great added design details. Initially, I bought this beautiful Yohji Yamamoto belt, which had this really interesting system that almost looked like a space kind of strap that you kind of put into, kind of clicked this button into. And I bought that, and that was going to be the belt I was going to wear. But it came and it was just a bit too small. So then eventually I traded that belt as well as a few other items for this Guidi belt from my friend Paul, which he had, and it is a super thin belt. Obviously it's not very wide. You could probably see the two pieces of it together would probably make the width of a normal belt, but it is made out of this beautiful leather. I believe it's horse or maybe bison. I'm not sure. I'm not a leather craftsman or a leather expert myself, but it is super soft, super high quality, as well as it has a very simple system in which you just kind of loop the belt through these little, what are you going to call them? I'm not sure, pieces of hardware, and that's how you use it. But whereas it is not very wide, it is super long piece, so it kind of, you can either kind of tie it in to the belt itself to kind of have more of an added flair, or you can kind of let it hang down like a tail, maybe if you kind of want to do like furry vibes or something. I'm not really sure. It is a super cool belt because I've been looking for a belt that is not too flashy, doesn't scream anything, but has some really cool detail to it and that you can kind of make a fit more interesting with. Next thing is this backpack, which I've gotten from Arc'teryx. The friends out at Arc'teryx hooked me up with this, so shout out to you guys. I got this for free. But Arc'teryx gave me this backpack. It is a smaller like trail backpack, but it has become my everyday backpack. It's made of a nylon kind of water resistant material, which is super, super nice, especially living in Seattle. It's not huge, but you can stuff everything you need into it. Again, I fit my Arc'teryx jacket in it every day. I fit my laptop. I also fit my journals or notebooks, whatever I need, but it's also water resistant so it doesn't get everything wet. This has been great. My everyday bag, simple, easy, Arc'teryx. Shout out to you guys. Next, I have found the perfect hat. Again, this is from our friends at Arc'teryx. It took me a while to track one of these down. This is the Arc'teryx Ilejos hat, which is what Jacob Hetzer, I believe, based his model of hat off of, with a similar design and a similar type of panel cap, but it has the perfect fit. I have looked for a hat for a very long time which fits my head. Every single time I get a different hat, it feels like I was coping with saying that this hat was good. Now I think I finally found it. I've been able to wear this every other day if I want to, and I've worn it. It's probably, out of everything here, I've worn this hat the most because it is just perfect. Again, I'm not sure if they're currently making these anymore. If you can track one of these down, I would highly, highly recommend it. Next is this Arc'teryx bird toque beanie. This does not fit like your traditional beanie. I bought this kind of on a whim for no reason. I saw that these came out. I believe these got super hype maybe a year back because Frank Ocean wore it or something, but I really like the color. I wanted to try this type of beanie out because usually I wear more of the close fitting to the head beanies where this is kind of sticks out. And I like it. It's in a beautiful kind of burnt brownish orange. Has the dead bird or dead dinosaur or whatever it is, and just has the Arc'teryx logo. Next we have this simple REI knit wool beanie. It's a little bit more closer to the head, a little bit more form-fitting, maybe more of your traditional fisherman's beanie, I think is what we call it. I needed a close to the head kind of fisherman's beanie because I lost all of my other fisherman beanies, and I was able to get this at REI for a good price. And last but not least, with our clothes pickups, the last thing I want to talk about very briefly are these hiking boots from Salomon. I made a whole video on about styling these and why I liked them, so I'm not going to talk about them too much, but they're extremely comfortable. They've been the boot or shoe that I have worn the most in the past 6 months. Again, I bought them really just for practical purposes for hiking, but they've become so much more than that for me as I've worn them maybe every other day, which is kind of crazy that they still hold up. They're obviously a little dirty because I have been hiking in them, but they are my favorite shoe, my favorite hiking boot at the moment. Gorp Core, which I guess I've gotten into from living in Seattle. There's a certain practicality to that which I like. All right, next, very briefly, I want to talk about a few movies, TV shows that I have watched recently that have caught my attention. First, let's talk about some movies. I have watched the movie Mandy, which is this kind of thriller, action, horror movie that has these psychedelic elements to it. Nicolas Cage is the lead in it, and it's his quest for redemption against a cult. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a very fun, badass movie. It's like a combination of Evil Dead, Twin Peaks, and Hellraiser, kind of that campy B-movie horror that's just super fun and badass. I would definitely recommend this. It's a great movie. My friend Andrew recommended this to me. Next would be Lords of Chaos, which is this kind of dramatization about the early black metal scene in Norway. If you're familiar with Norwegian black metal, you know bands like Mayhem as well as Burzum, and this is a dramatization of the events that followed when they first began releasing their music, as well as all the controversial actions that those people were into. Of course, Norwegian black metal is well known not only for being great sounding music, but also the controversy of it. Obviously, a lot of the figures in Norwegian black metal had extremist beliefs, which I would not condone, but it's very interesting to learn about. And if you want an intro into that and you're interested in seeing what that was like around such an extremist music scene, I would definitely check out Lords of Chaos. It's entertaining. It's a dramatization, so you can't really take everything. They take some liberties with the story, but it's still very good, and if you're interested in that kind of thing, I would check it out. Next would be Serial Experiments of Lain, which is a anime TV series which has recently kind of gotten hyped up by TikTok, I guess. But it is very good. It has a lot of elements of Y2K, which might be why it's so hyped up on TikTok. But it's this anime TV show which is very avant-garde. TV show has these beautiful aesthetics from the early 2000s and has that feel that's very reminiscent of Y2K, while also dealing with ideas such as virtual reality, the internet, our reactions to that. Maybe you've been hearing about the metaverse recently. This is a good kind of TV show maybe to confront and watch those things. Also, the opening theme song for Serial Experiments is absolutely amazing. Duvet by Boa has been my jam recently. Can't get out of my head. So catchy, so good. Such a good anime TV series to watch. And I believe it's also free on YouTube. So can't really go wrong there if you have some time to kill. Finally, I'm going to talk about some books that I've been reading, and if I can be honest with you guys, I have not read a lot at all. I'm kind of swamped with school, life, work, other things in my life, so I'm not able to read as much and just sit down and read a book. However, a few things that I have consumed in the book kind of medium is, first of all, Berserk, the manga. I really love this. I'm not a fan of fantasy, like Final Fantasy or Lord of the Rings or anything like that, and this is kind of in a similar vein to that. But I like it because of the storytelling. The storytelling is amazing in the series. If you guys don't know about Berserk, it's great. great manga, and I would definitely check it out. Finishing this off, I'd like to give you guys a couple of songs just as a closer. Thank you again for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you like this content so I can put out more. It really means a lot when you do that. And with that being said, this is Karsten Craning signing off, and here are a couple of songs. And nothing wrong with that too, 'cause it's all there.
You can't do no better. Bill Clinton's hit, niggas in love with it. That you wanna be, do you think that you would be? I got this bad bitch in my bed. I'm starting to think that she haven't seen yet. And I got some racks that I just. Under heaven, we all gon' shine. A couple brothers lost, please don't.
Tuck this blick, pull that down. That's all I ever said to the bitch. Fabergé egg.
I heard they legalized weed in LA. Oh, word. What I still.
I'm not a judge, I am not Judge Mathis. You won't grow your bank, I'll show you what math.
Only life.
I'ma need a bigger bag for the cohort. Trying to make a millionaire out of slum.